Hey YouTube, it's me, Omar, and my buddy Chris. We are from the statue community. We are part of the forums and the Facebook pages and that sort of thing, all about statues, figures, that sort of thing. Any collectibles. We decided we are going to be doing a few videos about anything collectible related. We decided to go with the name Inside My Showcase. We do a lot of collecting, so we just one day want to build our own showcase, which I already have. Chris is still in the process of doing his collecting, and one day he will have his showcase. In this video, we're going to be unboxing Skeletor, pop culture shock statue. We did try doing a video earlier, but the audio didn't come out, so we are giving it another shot. But before I received this in the mail. I know this isn't statue related, but we're just going to be discussing, current events, everything that goes on, gaming, statues, action figures, anything that we're interested in. So the release date for this was actually yesterday, World of Final Fantasy Collector's Edition. It's my first order from Square Enix. I'm in Canada, so there was actually some custom fees, but I prefer this thing. Once you open up the box, you come across something like this, which is supposed to look like some sort of sacred book.
Awesome.
Shiny artwork. Chocobo from the Final Fantasy. You can actually ride these things in the game, or they're just like your little buddy. So yeah, it's like an art book inside of the collector's edition. It's actually really cool. You got like some pop-ups in here. So it just shows you like different things from the world of Final Fantasy.
That's sick.
So I'm not gonna go through like every single page because that'll just take too long. But once you open it up, there's little action figures in there. So they can just like, and it's the chibi form of figures of Cloud, Squall, and Lightning. They are from other Final Fantasy games. I guess you can just collect these. I see a lot of people in the statue forums with a lot of these in their anime covers and displays. So here you'll notice that they have like a red tag. It looks like a bookmark, but it can actually and all your neat stuff is in here. Like you have a special art book. And inside is art pages from the game. It's lots of different art. And then itself, which I'm very anxious to get started on. So on there it says Day 1 Edition. So I think with the different editions, there's like some special downloadable content. And then I have the soundtrack for the game. So
Nice.
Anybody who plays the Final Fantasy games will know that the music is just phenomenal. Like there's some orchestra music, there's just some, the thing I like about Final Fantasy games is Chris, I know you're into stuff like Battlefield and Call of Duty and stuff like that. That's like the real life, action-paced games. You actually feel like you're in it, that sort of thing.
Right. Final
Fantasy feels like a fantasy world, somewhere to relax, enjoy the storyline. No intense like grenades or machine guns or bullets or anything coming after you, that sort of thing. It's just really enjoy the storyline. The artwork is great. And I find ever since, I've been playing Final Fantasy since the beginning then, but, since Sword Art Online, the anime, people have really been getting into these RPGs and that sort of thing. So Sword Art Online, the anime, has shed a lot of light on these games. So if you just want to be in a world where, it's amazing, try the game out. It's really good. All right, Chris, sorry about the video that we did before that didn't come out good. Before we get to it, I know you were telling me about some artwork. Did you want to do that now or after the unboxing?
So you guys know real quick. Here. So just like Omar, I received something in the mail today. I was pretty stoked for this thing to come in. There's some artwork I purchased from an artist named Reno Masad. I found out about him at New York Comic Con this year. It was my first Comic Con actually, and I was really excited. And as I was walking down the aisles, I noticed this guy's booths, and I immediately stopped to look at his artwork, and I was just blown away, man. He's a really talented guy. He's an absolute animal, and I've been basically just fascinated with his work. I've been going crazy buying all his prints, all the ones that I like. These are the ones that came in the mail today. I got Venom and Carnage, which look pretty sweet. He signs all of his prints too. These are 4x6. So yeah, for all you statue collectors out there, if you want some nice prints to go along with your statues, definitely check this guy out at Reno Masad, RENOMSAD. You got Magneto and Gambit right there. Hulk and Punisher. This guy's he's really talented. I like his artwork a lot. And then he also, being that I made a pretty hefty purchase on his website, he had sent me a message. He said, "Man, I appreciate you, purchasing all those prints. I'd like to do a custom sketch for you." So I asked him if he could do Lionel. He said, "Yeah, man, for sure." And he made me that sick sketch. But yeah, that was my pickup for the day. On to the unboxing. So we're gonna be unboxing Pop Culture Shock's 1/4 scale Skeletor statue. This is the regular edition. I have owned this piece for quite a few months now. This is actually my first piece purchased directly from PCS. But yeah, I'm just going to be doing the unboxing for the sake of you guys that have not purchased this yet, just so you can get a out-of-the-box experience, so you know what exactly you're in store for. So let's go and open this guy. Right off the bat, you can see the styrofoam sheets that surround the art box, which I think is a really great idea because it'll definitely protect the box inside. Although it's cheap styrofoam, it gets the job done. So I'm glad PCS has incorporated that into the packaging. So they also wrap it up in a big plastic bag for further protection, so that's good. We'll just take this guy out. All right, just put this box to the side. Okay, so right off the bat, you see the artwork on the art box. You got the big Masters of the Universe logo right there. Looks really nice. Then on the sides of the boxes, you got some nice artwork of Skeletor. Check that out. So I can show that to you guys. So on the side here, you got Skeletor, you got the statue itself. On the back, they actually give you a cool bio of Skeletor. Skeletor, demon from another dimension, was once a member of the intergalactic army known as the Evil Horde. And it just goes on giving you a little backstory of Skeletor, which I think is really cool. Also shows you pictures of what comes inside the box. You got the base, the Havoc staff that he holds in his right hand, and then the face portrait. I know on the this is the regular, but the exclusive edition comes with another portrait with his jaw slightly opened a little bit more, and it also comes with an extra sword, which was pretty cool. But being that I'm going to only display him with the staff, I just went with the regular. But yeah, let's start opening this guy up. Okay, so right here we have the famous PCS white gloves that come in the box. I think this is a really nice touch. Makes it feel like an authentic piece of art, you know, not just some toy that you're opening up. And it just shows that you really need to handle these things with care because number one, they're not cheap, and number two, they're very limited, you know. When you have an edition size of 500, 300, you know, that's pretty rare considering all the people that live in this world. I live in New York, let alone just the people in New York. I mean, this is a rare piece to come close. So I definitely think these gloves are awesome. They also include this certificate of authenticity, which basically tells you the number and edition size of the piece. I got number 67 of 500. So that's.
I agree with what you're saying there about the edition size, Chris. Like, can you imagine? You know, okay, 500 regular editions and then like 375 exclusives. So let's just say for the piece's sake, around Skeletors worldwide, there are thousands and thousands of fans of, you know, Masters of the Universe. And to say you are one of the 900 people that own this statue, that is absolutely incredible. I remember that Mattel had released a commemorative figures of the 1980s toys, and they released like, I don't know, like 10,000 of them or 5.
Wow.
On, you know, which commemorative set you went for. And those things sold out like crazy. That's 5,000 or 10,000. And you're talking about less than 1,000 statues, and this is actually in your possession.
Yeah, man, and I would even go as far as saying there's millions of Motu fans. You know, both grew up watching that '80s cartoon. My dad being London, and I know that you were watching that cartoon as a kid too. So, you know, just to be one of those 900 people, like you said, it's awesome. It's a great feeling, you know. So that was the art box. Let me go ahead and get this styrofoam out for you guys. It's a little bit tricky doing this with one person, but we're gonna do it. Give you guys a better look. I'll move my chair back. Okay. Everything was unboxed. Let's just put this over to the side. Alrighty. So now this is the styrofoam packaging that you get. You see PCS collectibles right there on the front. This side up, meaning that you're gonna want to open it from this side, which is nice. And yeah, let's just give you guys a quick look at the box. So right now you have the base, you have the Skeletor figure. This actually comes in one whole piece. Skeletor himself. The only piece on his body that comes separate is the bottom portion of his jaw, which is actually right over here. Then you have the Havoc staff that comes right here, and the little ball that you put underneath. So altogether, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces to assemble this statue, which is not bad at all. Let's go ahead and throw these gloves on while I assemble this. Again, I really do love these gloves, man. What do you think about these gloves?
I think it's a really nice touch. I like the fact that, you know, it makes you feel like you are holding something of value.
For sure, man. I completely agree. Yeah, man. First thing you notice when you pick this thing up is the weight. It's actually a really nice weight to it. It's it doesn't feel cheaply made at all. Let me just see if I can give you guys a close-up. So he's basically going to be standing on a rock on Snake Mountain, which I think is really, really awesome. It's the bottom of the base right there. Turn it upside down for you guys. 67 of 500. And yeah, just a really well done base. Put this down. And for Skeletor himself. Also, again, great weight to Skeletor, man. Again, it doesn't feel cheap at all. And the paint application is just flawless. I know a lot of people receiving their exclusive versions, they were getting these sort of bumps all over the skin. I don't know if that was due to PCS packaging the statue while the paint was still wet, but all I know is that mine came out flawless. I mean, the paint is just fantastic. You can see, not a lot of detail being that this is the Filmation cartoon version, but it is very accurate to the cartoon, and I'm really happy about that. Looks awesome. Let's go ahead and put that on the base. So there's a peg at the bottom here, one peg, and it just slides in ever so easily, just like that. Bada bing, bada boom. And we have him just like that. All right, now next I think I'm gonna grab the staff. So this does slide into his hand. So just be very careful when placing the staff inside, because you don't want to end up scratching the paint on the inside of his hand or on the actual staff itself. So just be careful. You don't want to mess up your statue.
That's a good point, man.
Just slide that in.
And I love the fact that it actually slides in, because other figures, when it goes to the hand, it actually screws here and then screws at the top there.
Right.
So the fact that this statue actually slides all the way in and then it has a ball at the bottom, I think that was actually really creative.
Yeah, man, I think you did a great job with the design of the statue. You also get this little ball to put at the bottom of the staff. It has a really strong magnet as well, so you just place this right here. Boom, that's right on. And now for the final part of the statue, the bottom portion of his jaw. Again, if you ordered the exclusive version, you will get two bottom portions of the jaw, one with his mouth almost in a smiling position, and the exclusive with almost him like, I don't know, yelling. His mouth is really wide open, but I do prefer this one. I don't think the exclusive was a must on this piece.
No, well, I have the exclusive edition, and it's just because at the time of ordering, I much prefer the exclusive edition.
No, of course.
But I think when you ordered, the exclusive edition was actually sold out. But I don't think anybody who ordered the regular is at the downside, because I'm not my stuff with any of the exclusive parts anyways. The exclusive parts is like the drop jaw or a sword. The regular is the must display pieces. I have mine on display, and it actually has the staff and the original iconic look for Skeletor. So
nice. So yeah, man. I mean, this is Skeletor fully assembled. Let me see if I could go ahead and grab a tape measure just to give you guys a accurate measurement. The statue dimensions. But yeah, I absolutely love this piece. Skeletor is my favorite villain, so having him in my collection was a no-brainer. One of my favorite, once again, statues that I own in my collection. Very happy to have him.
statue, I know that we did the review on the He-Man was with the 1/5 scale.
Right.
More people in the statue community who have been showing like Tila and Man-at-Arms beside the 1/5 scale He-Man. And even though the Tila and Man-at-Arms were quarter scale statues, the Sideshow 1/5 actually went very well with them. So
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Did not know that. You should tag me in those pictures. I haven't seen them yet. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here and give you guys a quick measurement. So the tallest on this statue would be the staff. That's gonna measure about 20.5 inches. To be safe, I'd say 21 inches high. Let's go ahead and take a look at the widest part of the base. The base is going to be about 12.5 inches wide, and from the base to the back of his elbow is going to be about 14 inches, 14 inches deep. So really great size for a 1/4 scale.
That is a great size, and it's not exactly too massive. So, like, I know the depth of statues. People are wondering, are these going to fit in my detail cabinets, or is this going to fit in my glass cabinets?
Yeah.
Then the depth is actually really good. It does fit in my detail cabinet. The height of it is, pretty decent. I had to actually take out one of the glasses of my detail so that it can fit in.
Right.
Like the Beastman one, I didn't have to take out any glass because it is on the shorter side.
Gotcha. Okay. But he's also hunched over, right? He's like in a crouching position.
Exactly. And this is Skeletor, man. I don't mind sacrificing a glass for Skeletor.
Yeah, man. Skeletor crouched or something like that just wouldn't look right. You got to have him with his chest out, smiling and that evil smirk that he always gives. This is Skeletor in all his glory. And I really think that PCS did justice to this character. Yeah, I think he fits well into my Skeletor collection. As you could tell, he's definitely my favorite villain. So, yeah.
Okay, this is actually like a redo of a video that we did that didn't come out earlier. And for the love of our Facebook viewers, we're redoing it again, have them watch it. I asked you, what do you think about the base? And you brought up some really good points. Do you mind just touching on that?
Yeah, for sure. So he asked me about the base. I said that the lava effect that they were going for was well done. I mean, it is a hard effect to, how would you say it? It's a hard effect to make on a statue, I think, personally. Just in terms of paint. Sorry?
Can you see that lava?
I'm sorry, I didn't get that, bro. What?
Sure. Do you mind just adjusting your camera so that we can see that lava effect that you're referring to?
Yeah, sure. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, I think that like the lava effect itself is just a really hard effect to depict on a statue, but I think PCS did their thing. I think they did a really good job. In my personal opinion, I think I would have liked a solid purple rock base, but Omar also made a great point earlier in the first take of this video where he said the lava is just a really iconic thing to have, associated with Skeletor, because when you see his lair in Snake Mountain, you always see that hot lava, falling down. So I am very happy with the base and how the statue came out. But if I did have to nitpick or change anything, which you really don't have to just because of how great it is, it would be just to remove the lava. But that's just me,
Okay, and I see some other Skeletor things displayed behind your statue. I know this is about the unboxing of Skeletor, but those things just look absolutely amazing. Do you mind showing us those pieces and just explaining to us what those are?
Yeah, for sure, man. So this right here is the Mattel Skeletor 2.0 figure. I think it's about 6 inches tall, which is awesome. 6 or 7 inches. I totally forget sometimes, but great figure. I do have multiples of these, so I'm gonna keep this one in the box. and maybe open the other ones. So I have that behind this Skeletor. So this painting right here, I don't know if you can really see that. Yeah, see if I can get you guys a better angle. Okay, so this painting right over here, that's Skeletor's Lair by Jason Edmiston. Great artist. I just think that his creative take on Skeletor is just magnificent. He's standing on a Battle Cat rug, like he just skinned Battle Cat, and he's standing on it in his nice, cozy home. He has a picture of Snake Mountain in the back, sipping on a glass of wine. You know, just very Skeletor-like thing to do, you know?
That's absolutely amazing. You're so lucky to have that in your collection.
Yeah, thanks, man. I was fairly excited when I got that. And then right here we have the Mike Mitchell Skeletor portrait, which again, that guy is just magnificent. He's an absolute animal when it comes to his artwork. And it's funny because he kind of touched base on those old Mattel toys. I don't know if you could tell, but his skull is not entirely yellow. You know how in the old Mattel toys, you had that green outline around his face?
Okay, actually, I have that right here with me.
Yeah, guys, I don't know if you could see that, but that green outline on Skeletor's face, Mike Mitchell actually painted that on the portrait he made. So I think that was an awesome touch. And yeah, that's my Skeletor collection. I'm waiting for Sideshow's modern version 1/5 scale statue to come in, hopefully by December or early of 2017. But I think that should pretty much complete my my Skeletor collection.
That would be absolutely fantastic. Just to give the YouTube viewers some history about me and Chris, we actually met on a Facebook page. And pretty much like the day after talking to Chris, he was actually, posting something stating that, he purchased the Skeletor PCS statue, and which He-Man does, do people suggest that he should get to compliment the statue. So there was a mixed media He-Man, 1/3 scale, or there is 1/4 He-Man, 1/3 mixed media He-Man, isn't it? Or is it 1/4 as well?
No, it's a quarter scale as well.
Okay, sorry, my mistake. It's a quarter scale mixed media He-Man, or the PCS Filmation He-Man. And I was thinking that if he's going for this Skeletor, he might as well go for the quarter scale Filmation He-Man. But his mind more leaned towards the mixed media, and I think he made a fantastic choice in that. We're actually getting to see like the final picture so that Battle Cat is going to be looking like. And Chris, I just want to know, like, how do you think that's going to complement your Skeletor statue? Any regrets? Do you think you made the right decision? And what's your thoughts on the Battle Cat as well?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I have no regrets whatsoever. The He-Man, the mixed media He-Man by PCS, I actually have the combo on order, so you get the exclusive Battle Cat and then He-Man. I grew up watching the 2002 cartoon, so that's the version of He-Man that I know. As far as Skeletor goes, this is my favorite rendition of Skeletor. I think the classic depiction of him is just the way to go. That's Skeletor right there, and I absolutely love it. As far as He-Man, I really do love him. I'm really looking forward to getting that mixed media, man. It looks fantastic. PCS has provided some photos of some production samples, and I think it's really turning out great. Battle Cat is, we could talk about Battle Cat for an hour right now. Looks fantastic. The exclusive portrait for Battle Cat with the unmasked head looks phenomenal. He looks like a beast. He doesn't look like a Cringer with that, corny helmet. Not that it's corny, but he just looks ferocious, man. Like he's looking at Beastman, or he's looking at Skeletor like he's about to eat him and devour him. And I just think it looks awesome. PCS added some great details with the gloss on the eye, the gloss on the teeth. He just looks really beastly, and I think that's going to be a massive statue to talk about. I was actually at New York Comic Con, and I got the chance to talk to Jerry Macaluso. And I was telling him that I had the combo on order, and he was like, "Dude, you're gonna love it. That thing is massive. It's like this big, probably even bigger because that guy, he's a big guy." So I'm really looking forward to it, man. How about you? How do you feel about Battle Cat and He-Man?
Good question. The thing is, on this Battle Cat is getting a lot of love with the fact that you know, the last pictures that are coming out, and they said, you know, Battle Cat is almost here. He's almost ready to be released. And you know, when people are actually seeing how this thing looks, you know, people are trying to track it down. And I think it's a really good idea because, you know, it's sold out. The unmasked version is sold out. And, you know, if you do have any intentions of going after it, get it now, man.
Absolutely.
In value and that sort of thing, you know, people are being respectful. They're not selling it for too much more. Some people are even letting you take over their pre-orders and that sort of thing. Not for too much more money, but once this thing is released, it looks phenomenal. It's going to skyrocket. It's going to be like very high in price. This is Battle Cat, okay? Yep. And like to see him without his mask, it's not like little scaredy cat Cringer where he looks, you know, scared or something. He looks like a beast. He looks powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Just one other thing, Chris. You know, you're a huge Skeletor fan, so it's awesome seeing all of these, you know, takes on Skeletor that you have, the Mattel Figure 2.0 classics, the PCS, and then some artwork. You also have a bust of Skeletor.
Right.
You want to tell us about that, like the size of it, how you think it complements this statue that you have here?
That 1/1 Skeletor bust by PCS was probably my most costly purchase in my collecting days. Well, the earlier days. I remember seeing that thing and just immediately falling in love. First time I saw it, I was like, I need to own this. There's no if and or buts. This is gonna be mine. And it took me a little while to track one down, but finally I found it on eBay. This thing it actually came in from the Netherlands. So it came from, I live in New York, so it definitely came from miles and miles away. And I remember just talking to this guy, you know, seeing the best price that he could do for me. And fortunately, I was able to get it at a very good price. I think from the Netherlands, I got it for $700 shipped. And just keep in mind that it comes in 2 boxes, and the boxes are actually really heavy. Like the base for that Skeletor bust is absolutely, it's just really heavy, man. It's nothing light about it at all. And I just really like that bust. The modern take on Skeletor where his face looks like a real skull, and then you have that mixed media fabric hood that they and it's, you know, you could tell that it's really nice material, and it's really awesome, man. One of my favorite pieces that I will never sell in my collection. That's always gonna stay, and it's huge. Like, people say I have a big head, but Skeletor, like, he's massive. Like, his head is probably...
That's definitely a life-size bust, and what I notice about PCS, they don't cheap out. When they do things, they have been doing it properly.
For sure, man.
Properly. Really like about them. That's why we've been following them. In the first take of the video, you were saying that, you know, you've been collecting for over a year now, but majority of your collection has been PCS.
Right.
And, you know, I don't blame you for that. They've just been doing an amazing job. You know, this video, it's hit the mark that we've wanted. You know, we are at a decent time. We wanted to touch base on some other things that that was announced from Sideshow, but I think we'll do that in a separate video. Cool. But, you know, Chris, I just want to thank you very much for redoing this video again. The first take that we did on it, it did not come out good. The audio was terrible. Hopefully this time we had a better luck doing this one. For Chris, he had everything packed back up, everything set away, and, you know, for the love of the YouTube video viewers, he took everything back out again.
Yeah.
And you know, let us know, YouTube viewers, what you think about Skeletor. Are you guys looking forward to the 1/5 scale Skeletor being released by Sideshow? Do you guys prefer the Filmation version, which is the one that we reviewed here? or, you know, if you guys like something entirely altogether different. Please let us know, like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Later, guys.